Hey cats, what's happening? I think I'm about done with my little piece of furniture. I think it came together really well for an amateur furniture maker. I'm a rough carpenter. So there's nothing special about it. It's just pretty simple. It's oak. And then the legs were cut from the barn beam truss that I quartered and tapered at the bottom. I used the oak shelf, and then I framed it in with oak around the edges. If you look real close, you'd probably see I made a few mistakes, but nothing critical and nothing that you'd probably even notice. You know, unless you're really going to scrutinize it and look it over carefully, you might go, what the heck is this? You know, why did you do this that way? Or why did you do it that way? But hey, you know, like I said, I used the tools that I had, and I did the best that I could with what I had to work with. And it's going to serve the purpose for exactly what I need. You know, I can put this table between my two chairs in the living room, and I can put my books down here, my reading glasses. I can even put a lamp here. And then I ordered a in-floor receptacle because I don't want an extension cord running across the room. And the receptacle will fit right underneath this thing. And when it's closed, it's flat to the floor. You can walk on it or whatever. But it'll be in a place where nobody will ever walk anyway. And when you flip it open, there's two electrical outlets and two USB ports. So I can plug in a charger, and I can, while I'm sitting in my chair playing on my phone, I can have it charging at the same time. So I ordered that. I don't have it yet. My son will help me, I hope, to get that installed. He's he's got a lot of electrical knowledge. So, I mean, he worked for the power company for a while, and he knows electricity. So before I screw it up and make any mistakes, I'll have him come over and do the wiring for me and get it done right. So I bought some polyurethane. I bought this Varathane oil-based, scratch-resistant, clear satin polyurethane. So I am going to wipe this down and make sure there's no dust on it. I've sanded it, sanded it, sanded it. I think I've done everything that I can do at this point for what it is and for what it's going to be. I'm going to start putting some polyurethane on it and probably do a few coats, and I'll get a light sand on it with some real fine sandpaper in between each coat just to get a nice finish on it. And probably by next week it should be ready to go in the house. Look at that. Darkens it right up. And that's exactly what I wanted. Because it'll kind of match the color of my logs inside. They're kind of the same tone of color, although it's a different type of wood. Well, there you go. I got my first coat on there. And I think it's looking pretty good. Actually, the first coat looks really nice. There are some deflections in the wood, but that's from, you know, these were old pieces of old barn beams, so they do have some nail holes in them and stuff that I couldn't get out. You know, some discoloration on some of the wood, and a little rough edge right on the inside there. But it just adds character to it, I think, and it looks real nice. That's all I can do for today. I'm gonna let that dry overnight. If I have time tomorrow, if I find time, I'll throw another. I'll give it a light sanding with some real fine sandpaper, and then I'll put another coat on it. I don't know, might take 2-3 coats before I'm ready to put it in service, but I'm liking it. I think it would be a nice little addition, and a handy addition too, something that I should have done a long time ago. Hey cats, I was kind of surprised the other day when I had a package sitting on my front porch. And sometimes when there's a package there, I think to myself, what did I order? I don't remember ordering anything. And I was trying to figure out, what the heck, did I order something and then not remember what I had ordered? But anyway, I opened up the package, and apparently I have a secret friend who has sent me some things. I get this little daily devotional, a 30-day walkthrough of the book of Psalms. So that'll come in handy over in my reading station at my chair. Also sent me these cookies. These are brownies, double chocolate, Sweet Genius. So they're 0 sugar, 1 gram of carbs, and 3 gram of protein. So that'll go with my diet, I guess. And almond flour chocolate chip cookies. Well, I don't know who sent them, but I truly appreciate it. I thank you very much. I will enjoy all of those. It's a very thoughtful gift. Oh, and there's something else that I wanted to talk about. You know, I mean, I have finished my little table that I'm going to put between the 2 chairs there, and that'll be a place, you know, where I can put my Bible and my highlighter and my reading glasses, and the bottom shelf I can put some of these books down there too. But I was thinking it would be nice to have a little lamp there. So what I did, I went online and I kind of researched, because I thought, well, you know, if I have a lamp there, I'll have to run the extension cord over to a plug on the wall somewhere or back behind, and I don't want to trip over a cord. So I went online and I ordered a floor electrical receptacle or outlet. So I'm going to cut a hole right there and put it right in there. It's black. It'll fit on there. When it's closed, it's like flush to the floor. Like, if you don't want to use it, you just close it, and you can run the vacuum right over it or anything. But then you just push a little button that the top flips up, and you can plug in a cord. So I can have a little lamp here for reading and stuff. And I was thinking, okay, to go with my home, I probably would like something rustic, you know, not just some modern lamp. And I don't want anything huge there, you know, just something small. So I was trying to think, what the heck? Well, then, so I'm looking online at different ideas. You know, what could I use for a lamp over there? And I saw that some of those lamps you can buy look like an old lantern. Well, I happen to have an old lantern that I picked up at a yard sale, and it's a very old classic lamp. It's a Dietz. Looks like it's a Dietz 38 in New York, USA. It's in pretty good shape. It probably works if you put, you know, kerosene or lamp oil in there. It probably works fine. But what I was thinking was to put a little candelabra bulb in there with a cord. And I was thinking, well, how could I do that, you know, without destroying the lamp? Well, on these lamps, if you push this button, or this lever here, it raises this whole thing up. And that's how you light it. You just stick the lighter under there and light the wick. But if I were to leave that up, I might be able to clip a little bulb in there and just have the wire come out here and plug it in. And then I could have a little candelabra, and I mean, nobody would know the difference whether it's in the raised position or down like that for actually burning. So yeah. So do I make this into a lamp? I think that's a pretty cool idea. I just have to find, and I do know that they sell them. It's like a little candelabra type socket, light bulb socket with a little clip on it, and it has the cord on it and a little on and off switch on the cord. So that would be perfect for this. Although I don't know that a candelabra bulb would produce, I guess you can get them in different wattages, to produce enough light to be able to read, or I can get one that flickers like a candle too. That would be kind of cool to have in there. But anyway, that's kind of what I'm going to try to figure out. I'm going to have to do a little more research on that. Well, cats, I am preparing to ride today. It's real windy today, but and there's a lot of clouds in the sky, but no chance of rain. If it rains, it rains. But I mean, yesterday there was no chance of rain, and it rained, so it's hard to tell. But anyway, I have a commitment to ride with a group today. I'll be meeting up with some really old friends, some bikers that are from a past life, and that's fine. I haven't seen them in 25, 30 years. So it'll be a good thing just to, greet them, catch up a little bit. Let bygones be bygones, I guess, for all that matters. Not too far from here, there's a little town, kind of southwest of here, a real small town, about the same size of the township that I live in. But there was a young boy that was riding his bicycle and was struck by a drunk driver. He was rushed to the hospital, and unfortunately he didn't make it. He passed away, and this was just not a few days back. So today we are going to escort from the church to the cemetery, and there'll be a whole bunch of motorcycles there to escort the family. I'm not going to film it, just in respect of the families that are involved, but that's going to be today. Tomorrow I've got a big poker run event that I'm going to go on, again with more friends, guys that I've ridden with before, and I'm really looking forward to it. But aside from all of that, there's a huge problem now. The past week or so that I've been riding, every once in a while, my starter won't engage. I hit the starter button and it just whizzz, whizzz, and then it'll clink and it'll start. Well, yesterday I took it up to the gas station to top it off on my way home. I said, I wanted to fill up the tank for today so I don't have to do that on my way out this morning. Filled up the tank, and there at the gas pump, I hit the starter. I hit the starter again. I hit it again. It wouldn't engage. So I ended up having to push my bike over to the curb. And I sat there thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do now? Do I got to call a tow? Or tried calling my son, because he's got a trailer, but he wouldn't answer his phone. I don't know where he was or what he was doing. But and then a truck driver stopped to see if he could help. And really, what are you going to do? I mean, aside from getting into the mechanics of the thing, well, I hit the starter a couple more times, and finally it clicked in and the bike started up, and I was like, okay, now I can get home. Now, I've never had it stick that bad before. So I am going to ride today because I do have a commitment to the families of the boy that lost his life. But I'm so worried that I'm going to be stranded somewhere. So if I can make it to the church and then make it from the church to the cemetery and back home, that's 1, 2, 3, at least 3 times I'm going to have to use the starter, and hopefully it starts those times. Now the problem is the starter clutch. And it's not an easy thing to do. Now, I've already gone online. I ordered a new starter clutch for this bike. I don't know when it's going to come. They'll ship it right here to the house. When it does come, I have to remove this entire primary cover, drain all the oil out, pull that cover off, and expose the end of the starter, which is inside here. Then I got to come over to this side because this is a starter here, and the starter has to come out from this side. So I probably have to take the oil reservoir tank out or loosen it up and get it free so I can get the starter out of there. At that point, the starter goes on the workbench. I have to split the starter. I have to pull the clutch gear out of there and put a new one in. So it looks like a big job, which I can probably do in a day. I don't know how many hours it's going to take, but it's a lot of doodling around. Just taking the primary cover off, and I mean, you know, and getting all the oil out of there and everything. Like a pain in the butt. And I kind of knew it was coming because the way it's been acting a little bit here and there. Usually it starts right up on the first push of the button. But yesterday it was very cantankerous. So I'm just praying today that the old scooter will get me where I need to go without too much trouble. She's getting old, like me. She has her issues here and there. I just got to do what I got to do. I could take it in somewhere, but who knows when. You know, they say, well, we can't work on it till, you know, about the beginning of July or something like that, and then they got it in the shop for 2 or 3 weeks. I can do it myself. I'll get the part, I'll do it myself, and get it done in one day. Get it done, get it knocked out. So, that's where I stand today. Not happy about it. Frustrating. Gives me a little bit of anxiety. I like to enjoy the ride, not to be worried about the ride. I'm going to be worried all day that if I stop somewhere, I won't be able to get it started again. Now, you know, in the old days, the bikes came with a Kickstarter. And that would be great. I could easily kickstart this bike. I suppose that there's a, I don't know, is there a Kickstarter option for these bikes that you could put on? I don't know. I've never researched that. I suppose somehow, some way it could be done. But without a Kickstarter, you're relying on the electric start. And with the electric start, when it doesn't work, the only thing you can do is push start it. 800-pound bike, you're going to need some help. And then you're going to have a hard surface too, because if I try push starting it in the gravel like I got here, the tire's just going to skid on the gravel. Alright, well, I just got to pray about this, that I'm not going to stress, I'm not going to worry about it, that the day will go by perfectly, and that, you know, somehow I can be a blessing to the family that lost their child. Well, obviously some time has elapsed since I posted this, first posted this video, so I'll end it up by showing you my new end table there. It works very well. I can set my coffee cup there. I've got, you know, everything I need right on top there where it's easy to grab from my chair. My books down below there. kind of cleaned off the coffee table there a little bit. And I ordered the parts, so hopefully I can turn that into a little candelabra lamp. I think that'll be neat. Well, thanks for joining me today, and keep me in your prayers. Keep you guys in my prayers as well. I thank you for all your support, and if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. And until next time, cats, ride hard and die free.